Well, welcome back to the show. Well, you know, seeing as it took us 25 years to get to the 25th anniversary of the MSBL World Series, that means there was a lot of history coming up. We'll check in with Tournament Director Tom Prendergast with a look at MSBL World Series history.
This year, the Men's Senior Baseball League celebrates its 25th anniversary of hosting the World Series tournament in Arizona. More than 300 teams will take part in the largest amateur baseball tournament in the world. Today, the MSBL-MABL has over 320 leagues worldwide. That includes 3,200 teams with 45,000 members, so it's pretty easy to get on a team. But that wasn't always the case. In 1985, Steve Sigler was managing his son's Little League team on Long Island and got the itch to play real baseball again. "Softball just didn't do it for me," he said. The last time he played baseball was in college 20 years earlier. The next March, Steve placed a small notice in a Long Island newspaper looking for other guys interested in playing real baseball. In the summer of 1986, the first 4 teams got together and began playing a game each week. A newspaper story about an open workout toward the end of the season attracted 250 players. "That's when I knew we were onto something," Steve says. Lots of guys still wanted to play baseball. At the opening of the 1987 season, Long Island had 17 teams. That summer, Steve's wife Connie read that Tom Hayden, Jane Fonda's former husband, and a California state senator, was playing in a Los Angeles adult baseball league. She told Steve, who immediately called Hayden. Together they launched a bi-coastal challenge series between the two leagues. Based on the success of that series, he got the idea for a national organization. The following January, Steve, who was a chief financial officer for a manufacturing company by day, started contacting sports editors across the country to run notices about the formation of the league in his spare time. He was able to persuade many to run the notices. Before you knew it, he says, we were off and running. In the summer of 1988, Sports Illustrated did an article about Steve and the MSBL in their July 4th issue. The story described his dream of men playing a boys' game, and it listed his name, address, and phone number. The response was overwhelming. In the 2 weeks following the article, he received over 2,500 calls and letters. The Men's Senior Baseball League was a hit. 38 teams participated in the first World Series tournament, held the first week in November of 1988. In his president's letter to the attendees, Steve wrote, "I sincerely hope you all share the same feeling of camaraderie during the tournament that made the year so much fun, and that you have a wonderful time during our first of many World Series." The South Dakota Rushmores defeated San Jose 14-zip to win the 30-plus national championship game, while the Woodland Davis Stars beat Sacramento 12-9 to capture the 40-plus national championship. Notable achievements that year included George Karras, a 30-plus Long Island Mets pitcher, tossing a no-hitter, and Richard Smith from the 40-plus Colorado Bears hitting consecutive Grand Slam home runs. Off the field, Kurt Knoop, who was the Associate Director of Baseball Operations for Sports World, handled the administrative duties of the tournament. On July 25, 1989, Steve appeared on the Today Show, and a month later on Good Morning America to promote his new league. Nationwide, the MSBL had grown to 86 leagues and began to get serious about marketing and promoting itself. That summer, the MSBL produced a short video featuring a fresh-faced center fielder eagerly awaiting a pop fly at Shea Stadium. National MSBL Vice President Gary D'Ambrisi played the role of everyman in the opening shot, and then the camera panned to a confident and proud MSBL founder, Steve Sigler, who spoke eloquently about this new league. And if that wasn't enough, veteran MLB broadcaster and the voice of This Week in Baseball, Mel Allen, invited any player 30 and over the opportunity to return to the game they love. Well, needless to say, countless guys all across the country started contacting their local league presidents about getting on a team.
Baseball. You're never too old to enjoy it. And now, thanks to the Men's Senior Baseball League, you're never too old to play it. Hi, everybody. I'm Steve Sigler, president and founder of the Men's Senior Baseball League. Are you 30 years old or over and still playing softball? You don't have to go soft. Play hard. Hardball.
On July 25, 1989, Steve Sigler appeared on the Today Show, and a month later on Good Morning America to promote his new league. In our second year, 1989, the tournament grew to 69 teams, and by 1990, the MSBL World Series had grown to 97 teams and increased to 4 divisions, 30-plus National and American, and 40-plus National and American. Steve decided the time was right to introduce the MSBL to the nation, with a tape-delayed broadcast of the 30-plus National Championship game in cooperation with Sports Channel America. On Thursday, November 10, 1990, the nation watched the Arizona Angels defeat the St. Petersburg 39ers 16-7. This game was replayed over and over again throughout the winter and generated a lot of interest in the MSBL. Hardball magazine made its debut in the spring of 1991. Publisher Dan Pirro enlisted the help of editor Dave Krivel and his wife Jackie in producing a slick and professional-looking magazine, exclusively about the Men's Senior Baseball League. And due to popular demand, the MSBL added a second national tournament called the Southeastern Fall Classic, held in St. Petersburg, Florida, the second week in November. That year, 124 teams attended the World Series tournament, and once again, Steve asked Sports Channel America to broadcast another game. The Sacramento Stars defeated the SoCal Astros 16-3 to win the 40-plus National MSBL Championship game.
Runner has come into the game at first. Pitched to McIntosh, who's fouled back. No balls and 2 strikes.
Once again, Jim Barr's 1 strike from the win. And the championship.
And he's got it. So Jim Barr picks up the strikeout, finishing with a flourish as Sacramento wins the title. 17-3 the final score. Back with final comments in a moment. Congratulations go out to the Sacramento Stars as Northern California triumphs over Southern California in our championship game in the 4th annual Men's Senior Baseball League World Series. 17-3 was the final score, and after it was all over, a lot of shaking of the hands and congratulating what was quite a tournament here in Tempe this week.